actually kind of making this video because I'm just wanting to attempt to learn how to upload and kind of mess around with a little bit of content on YouTube. And so I figured I'd talk a little bit about the 3200 twin disc South Bend that I put in my clutch. I've had it in here for probably about 6 or 7 months. I've probably put 15 to 20. I think I put 15 to 20,000 miles on it roughly. I do a lot of driving, and so far it's been it's treated me well. It's a little bit firmer on the pedal, and I don't know. I guess it's a organic ceramic. I don't know if you want to call that a hybrid. You can look it up for yourself. But it was a little bit getting used to when I first started driving it, just because of it kind of wants to. I guess I would say buck a little bit on you. You know, if you're used to being able to slip it, or just maybe just let out on it, kind of let the governor take over without giving it throttle. It kind of wants to do that, so you kind of got to. It's a learning curve on trying to drive it again. I'd say it's a bad thing. Overall, it's worked out, well. Well, first off, because I don't have that dual mass, and I can actually run a little bit. I can actually use my toe and tune, and all that stuff. And now, granted, I'm probably typically pulling under 10,000 pounds with this truck. I'm not pulling 20,000 pounds. It's a 2015 Ram 2500. So I'm not pulling huge excavators. I got a small machine, pretty good sized boat, that I pull back and forth the lake through the hills of Tennessee here, out east, around Del Hollow Lake and such. And this clutch is just absolutely unbelievable. And the other factory clutch for that dual mass flywheel was easy for my girlfriend to learn, or should I say relearn, how to drive a manual again. Most people can drive the damn things, but she learned easily on it because it's a smoother. The factory one is just a buttery clutch, in my opinion, but you can't run a tune. You can't really do shit with it. I think if you're towing heavy, you're gonna notice that slippage as well. But it didn't take her long. Actually, when I was letting her drive this after the clutch got put in, I actually ran it on the hot tune, made it a lot harder for her to kill it because it wants to grab, And on these, you're not letting the governor take over, just really letting out on the clutch, because they'll tend to kind of buck on you. They don't enjoy being short shifted. I can go second to fourth to sixth, and it seems like you get a little bit of rollover noise. I think that's what they call it. But other than that, man, after the break-in period, the son of a bitch is unbelievable. And at first, I noticed the heavier clutch pedal. That in time, it just kind of went away. I've got a little bit of knee trouble, so if I'm in and around the Nashville area, so, and do construction and whatnot. So if I'm actually having to go into town to pick up materials, which is rare, and I somehow get stuck in traffic, because I'm stupid and I go at the wrong time, don't plan ahead, then it's a little hard on the old knee. But it is what it is. I kind of gave it up for longevity. The automatics are awesome, but I won't say I'm a tight ass, but I'm kind of looking forward to the future of like the lessened maintenance of the manual transmission, especially with the South Bend, doing what I do with it. I've read of one guy in particular. I can't say a lot of people, but getting up to 170 miles out of a 3200 South Bend, 170,000 miles. He was just using it to tow. Didn't drive like a maniac, which I don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I like to turn up on that hot tune and let it ride, but my truck's not studded. I've got the factory turbo on it, which I like to go to I think it's a Cheetah. My guy at Outlaw Performance in Greenbrier, Tennessee, was telling me about it, because I do like the VGTs, because I just like the exhaust braking capabilities. Another guy I know, he got rid of his and went to forgive me for not knowing all this stuff, but he put basically a trash can sized turbo on the son of a bitch. It's fast, but he doesn't have his exhaust brake, and I'm not going into putting you know, an actual, you know, Jacob style exhaust brake and all that in the truck just for that when I can keep it. But I would like to have it stud out there. It's probably a smart thing to do when you're building a lot of manifold pressure like that, or a lot of people say drive pressure, whatever. But I'm not doing that much, so I'm not stressing it. But anyway, so far it's been a good clutch, and no matter how much I have to slip it, if I have to backing up, I do have to slip it quite a bit, so it don't want to jump on me, and which is kind of normal for these things. But whenever it's time to let out and lock in, it locks in, and it gets down. It gets down with it. You know, you're not going to smoke down the same truck, same tunes, automatic is going to smoke this truck. This flat out it. Even if you've been driving manual transmission your whole life, you can only shift this thing so fast it just don't want to go into gear, you know, as well as it's not a Mustang, it's not a Z28 or whatever the hell, you know, it's just it's a work truck, man. So, but anyway, I don't know if that's been beneficial to anybody. Probably not. It has been to me. So I'm gonna see how it works with uploading these videos from this iPhone 10. Just kind of curious about it. So, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but they do have a little bit of noise. Nothing that's it personally don't drive me crazy, and noises like that tend to drive me crazy. But I think maybe it's because it's a naturally occurring thing. You're getting rid of that dual mass flywheel. You hear a little bit of that roll over there, but not much. But when you're sitting there idling with it just running, which my truck runs all damn day here in, you know, Tennessee in the wintertime, sometimes, I mean, we're in the 30s today, and I'm out working, so it's going to be running all damn day. But you'll hear it a little bit. But I find, like, if I'm just sitting somewhere for a long time and it's starting to get that chatter in it pretty loud, if I just push it on the clutch and release it, it quiets it down. You gotta sit there. It's not like it's embarrassing or anything, like people think their shit's falling apart or anything like that. So, but anyway, a little bit longer video than I wanted to make, but we'll see what the haps is on it. And appreciate it. Thank you.